Suetonia. I'm joined by CCB Fozzy. On the red side, we have Exodunks. They bought the top Raven, the Hurricane, Scythe, Thrasher, and Griffin. And they've come at kind of staggered ranges. That the Hurricane and the Thrasher are a bit up closer at 30. Raven's at 0, and then the Logi and the Griffin are at 50.
Meanwhile, Nasty Boys here with the Apocalypse Prophecy, Executor, Algos, and Rifter all sitting at max range. They're all clustered up at 50. This YOLO Raven right in at 0 is going to be amazing to see what it does. 10 seconds until the match begins.
Yeah, interesting to see that Exodunks banned the Harbinger actually, because that has an info link. So they want to take away that info link from the Nasty Boys team. They don't want that ECCM resistance with the sensor integrity effect.
All right, so the match has now begun. The Raven is charging straight in. He needs to get in close range with those torpedoes. And we're seeing as well the Thrasher moving in, hopefully to get some DPS onto those small ships. We'll see who that Raven chooses for his first primary.
Yeah, the Thrasher's actually taking a lot of damage. He's really low armor right now, actually. He might die pretty quickly. So the Griffin jams right now are spread between the Algus and the APOC, trying to take away those long-range DPS from the APOC, and maybe try and interfere with the Algus' screening and ability to assign rep bots.
Yeah, that Thrasher charged in and then tried to pull back, but by pulling back, he kept his transversal really low to that Apocalypse, who has a lot of range with Mega Pulses. So he looks like he's stabilized now, but he got into structure there.
Yeah, we do see a few tracking disruptor drones actually arrived onto the APOC. It's kind of interesting that they're running a 5 TD600s instead of the two battleship EWAR drones, because they are actually stacking penalized with each other, which is why you don't see them very often.
Yeah, those EWAR drones have always kind of struggled from the stacking penalty. It's just sort of an inherent downside of them. Sometimes bringing one or two and then mixing in with some damage drones as well can be a good choice to go with. In this case, though, they may just be trying to get redundancy. That APOC is dropping quickly. There's a lot of DPS being applied to him by the Raven. He's getting reps, but already down to about below half armor.
It looks like that APOC is going to be dropping soon with the grappler effect on him too. He's going to be taking probably full torp DPS from that Raven. It's interesting that the target painter hasn't swapped over to the APOC though. A bit of a error from Exodunks there.
Yeah, still sitting on the Algos. The Algos is taking some damage, but he appears to be holding on okay, at least not going down that quick. Oh, now, as I say that, he takes another burst of damage and goes into half structure.
Yeah, the Raven's pretty low now too in armor. As the APOC drops lower to structure, it's gonna be interesting. I guess maybe he was applying full DPS to the APOC, so maybe didn't need the TP on, and maybe swapped it over to help his support.
Yeah, this Raven in a fair bit of trouble. He's surrounded by tons of drones. He's got rep drones. He's got damage drones following him. He's got that prophecy sitting right on top of him, tackling him. And we'll see if he can pull back at all. But just a pretty fast match. These two teams both have quite a bit of DPS.
Yeah, both the APOC and the Raven almost all about DPS and offense rather than defense, especially with the Griffin and the Thrasher and the Rifter. Looks like the Rifter's taking damage now. He is tackled, he's grappled, and he's really slow actually, 60 MS. He's probably going to take quite a lot of damage from the Hurricane when he switches his attention to him.
So we see the Thrasher here is trying to take down that Rifter. I think he's going to try to clear that tackle off of the Raven, and it's working pretty well so far. The reps haven't... Oh, there you go. They didn't land in time. He got a little bit of rep, but that Rifter is gone, and that's one fewer tackle frig.
Yeah, and especially when you're up against the Griffin, every ship you lose means that the jams can be spread between less ships. ECM teams tend to snowball quite a lot, so now that there's only 3 ships alive, they can stack all the jammers on the few remaining ships, and then less and less ships are going to actually have a lock.
Mm-hmm. So that APOC is free to move. He's burning as fast as he can. The Raven is barely moving. So the APOC is really low right now. He's in like 2/3 hull and just a little sliver of armor left. But I think he can probably pull out of torp range of that Raven before too long, and that's going to help him pull back.
Yeah, I think Nasty Boys are hurting quite a bit here. It'd be interesting to see how many points they can pick up. I'm sure they can maybe get a kill on this Thrasher. I guess the APOC's struggling with the ECM right now, though. It's a very interesting match. If Exodunks gets a domination victory here, while also in first place, they will assure their dominance.
Yeah, so we're seeing Exodunks has switched over to that prophecy. They're trying to bring it down. They're also applying damage still to the Apocalypse. Prophecy again showing its worth as a heavy tackler, making itself just important to kill and then eating up a lot of damage with its huge buffer.
Yeah, it also provides that armor command burst as well, making everything else harder to kill.
Yeah, and so it looks kind of a race now, which is going to die first, the Prophecy or the Raven. But there you go, this Prophecy disappears off the field. That Raven is probably going to follow, yeah, this is actually, this could be pulled back, I think, here by Nasty Boys if they can take down that Raven quickly enough. Yep, we got an MJD from the Raven. He has just burst across the field. So he's pulled himself out of range of the Apocalypse. Looks like he's just trying to take himself out of the fight and save himself. He'll wrap up and then try to come back later.
Yeah, and this is probably going to show that Exodus actually gets the domination victory, putting themselves super far ahead and proving that they are the best team in this cup.
Yeah, like we were all a little bit skeptical about this Raven pick, and there may have been other choices that would work too, but this does seem to be working well for them. They were able to get a lot of damage onto those big ships, really push down the Apocalypse and drive it to the edge of the field, and also take down that Prophecy quite quickly.
Yeah, interestingly, the APOC seems to have stabilized a bit. I guess with the Raven MJDing out, torpedoes no longer in range. Looks like he's actually going towards the arena. He's 115 kilometers away from the arena right now, so he might be trying to bait Exodus to maybe boundary violate, or maybe he's committing.
Yeah,
Sudoku.
that Griffin's orbiting, so that Griffin is really close to the edge. 124, 100.
Oh,
that
yeah,
Griffin was destroyed for the boundary violation. Beautiful play by Killa in the Apocalypse. He baited the Griffin that was orbiting him out of the arena. Amazing work.
With that Griffin gone, the APOC might be able to do some damage now. He still has the tracking disruptor drones on him, and I'm not sure if he has any way to kill them. Don't know if he has offensive drones that he can put on them, because I don't think he'll be able to track those tracking disruptor drones since they're medium-sized.
There are some warriors that he currently has on the Thrasher. I think those belong to the APOC, so he should be able to pull those back and kill him, but we'll see. He might just be hoping that he can take Thrasher down. That seems unlikely with the sight still up.
Yeah, he is burning back in now towards the Thrasher. I think the APOC does have a web, if I'm correct. I can't remember. I think the fitting changed a bit on it, so if he gets that web on, the Thrasher might die pretty quickly.
Yep, the APOC does have a web, so if he can get in range, he can slow him down. Really excellent moving to the edge of the arena there. He saw that the Griffin was orbiting to keep transversal up and make him hard to hit, and so he just sat himself like 2 kilometers away from the edge of the arena and let his opponent kill himself.
Yeah, that tactic seems to be a lot more effective against teams that play in the Alliance tournament at a high level for some reason.
Yeah, boundary violation is a challenge for every team to deal with. It's one of the easy mistakes to make in a tournament format like this, because in most EVE gameplay, you don't have to worry about boundaries. You don't have to worry about moving too far away, except like losing locks and range. But this tournament format forces you to actually fly within a bubble, which really adds a lot of extra pressure to your piloting.
A lot more DPS coming onto the Thrasher now. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to break the Thrasher, though, with the Scythe still alive, and the Scythe's doing a good job of sort of flying around him. Oh, he's kind of changed position now.
So we still have 3 minutes left in this match.
Where is he going, the Scythe?
Oh, sorry, we have actually less than 2 minutes on my clock, and my screen is having issues.
It looks like the APOC is going to die, though. I think the Raven has come back in to do DPS now. Although, maybe he's shooting the longer range javelin torpedoes at the APOC now. And the APOC is gone, with the victory going to Exodunks. Nasty Boys, though, do get that Griffin kill by the clever boundary violation. I guess we'll send it back to the studio.